Good evening, everyone. I'm Jane Pointer. On this edition of AZ Illustrated Science, we learn how to use chemistry and physics to make some of the coldest foods in the universe. And 100% ground cricket powder. Yep, that's the main ingredient in a new protein bar. But first, here's a look at today's top stories.
U.S. Senator John McCain held a town hall on the south side of Tucson today, and immigration was topic number one. McCain called on the U.S. House to follow the Senate's lead and pass immigration reform. He also had a challenge for opponents.
And I would respectfully ask the opponents of this legislation, well, what is your proposal? And the answer may be, well, we don't trust Obama to enforce laws that we pass. Well, that could be, but then we shouldn't pass any laws.
In addition to immigration, McCain touched on illegal drugs, noting U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder announced changes this week to drug enforcement policies. McCain questioned whether that means minor drug crimes will now be overlooked, disparaging what he calls the growing acceptance of recreational drug use. Senator Jeff Flake will be in Tucson on Thursday. We'll bring you coverage of that event. Arizona is getting good marks from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control. According to a new report, 77% of babies in the U.S. are breastfed, but in Arizona that number is at 83%. And that's a look at tonight's headlines.
Google food insect, and you'll get hundreds of links to blogs with recipes for oatmeal worm cookies, newsletters with directions for freezing cicadas, or even a UN report arguing that people should include more insects in their diets. It's called entomophagy, the practice of eating insects. Really, there's a term for that. And whether they are baked with peanut butter, sautéed in butter, or ground into protein bar, insect enthusiasts argue they are delicious, nutritious, and good for the planet.
We get about 14,000 crickets a week. Granted, not all of those are sold. A lot of those are feeding our own animals also, but most of our crickets here are sold for food.
Animal food, that is.
Lizards, other bugs. We even feed them to our chickens some. Practically anything can eat crickets.
Including humans.
In my trips down to Mexico and Oaxaca in particular, you go through the marketplace in Oaxaca and grasshoppers, chapulines, and that's one of the staples in the markets.
Sitting in downtown Kitchen and Cocktails, the restaurant of popular local chef Janos Wilder, we talk about insects, yes, as food.
In Mexico City, I've had escamoles and eggs, and also great, tortilla, refried beans, guacamole, ant eggs. It was wonderful.
You won't find an insect in this kitchen, but Janos says he and other foodies are well aware of them.
If you talk about how do you feed huge numbers of people, then you talk about where does the protein come from. We know it's not sustainable to continue to raise large numbers of cattle and beef and even poultry. Takes up a lot of space, takes up a lot of resources, so you look for things that don't.
In fact, for this reason, most of the world eats insects on purpose.
One day on the way to work, I listened to this TED Talk about environmental impact of insects versus other staples to our food supply.
Who of you ever ate insects? That's quite a lot. But still, you're not representing the overall population of the Earth. Because there's 80% out there that really eats insects.
The nonprofit TED gives speakers 18 minutes or less to share innovative and sometimes unusual ideas through TED Talks. TED's motto is, ideas worth spreading, and when it comes to edible insects, Pat Crowley agrees.
It was just a game changer when it comes to water use versus protein output.
Pat Crowley's background is in water resources. His interest in insects stems from his concern about how much water goes to commercial agriculture.
So I got really into agricultural water use and trying to develop efficiencies and figure out, a better system that we can leave our children with.
Green beans, mushrooms, potatoes, those may be mainstays on many Americans' plates, but Crowley believes he can convince people to add insects to their meal.
There's some 1,600 varieties eaten around the world, but crickets are one of the most popular eaten in Africa, South America, Asia. And so it was already common species, as well as there's already some infrastructure in place to raise crickets on a large scale here in the United States. It makes sense environmentally, economically, nutritionally, and the barrier was a psychological one. So I decided to start a company to kind of get over that barrier.
That company produces Chapul bars, protein bars made with crickets. Yes, 100% pure cricket powder.
Having them right there at the front counter alongside the other options, generally people are willing to give it a try.
Luke Bertelson is the general manager of Rocks and Ropes. He is one of a handful of retailers in Tucson to sell Chapul bars. He says so far the reception has been positive.
A lot of climbers kind of think of their climbing food more as fuel than anything else. So a lot of times they're comparing, what's in the Cliff Bar versus what's in the Cricket Bar, and a lot of people are saying, oh, there's a lot of protein in these, and they're made locally. So that's kind of they're sold right there.
Bertelson says it is not only customers chowing down on these bars, the staff is buying them too.
Yeah, I frequently eat them, actually. I will usually send one in my daughter's lunch sometimes as well, so she likes them too.
Ken the Bug Guy has snacked on his fair share of crickets during an annual insect show in L.A.
First batch was good. The second batch, I wasn't too sure about it.
I've thought about it, but I think there's still a little too much stigma attached to it in a restaurant like this. But then again, 7 years ago, 8 years ago, we weren't putting marrow bones on our menu. We weren't working with lamb's tongue. We have lamb's tongue tacos on our menu. We weren't working with beef cheeks.
But cultural preference can be a major barrier. Interestingly, food tastes differ considerably around the world and throughout history. Indeed, one person's garbage may be another person's delicacy.
New York State Penitentiary in the 30s had to limit the amount of lobster that they fed inmates because it was inhumane to feed them anymore. Just cultural perceptions of food changed. But at the time, it was considered this junk food, and it was an insect of the ocean. Nobody wanted to eat it. And then, now today, of course, it's a delicacy.
And in some parts of the world, shrimp and crabs are still considered repugnant. Interestingly, the exoskeleton of a cricket contains chitin, the same chemical found in shellfish. Consequently, people with shellfish allergies are advised to avoid eating foods made with crickets. At this point, Chapul bars, named for the Aztec word for cricket, are sold in 70 stores in 14 states. Bars are also sold in stores in 5 countries and by online retailers in another 14 countries.
This morning we mailed out bars to Romania, France, England, and Australia. So we're very small, but our reach is broad.
When it comes to protein bars, there are a lot of options out there. But Chapul bars stand out from the crowd, not only because of their ingredient list, but because of the company's core message, thinking about ways to eat well while also eating sustainably.
The merger between American Airlines and U.S. Airways hit some turbulence today. The U.S. Justice Department and several state attorneys general are suing to block the deal.
The surprise legal challenge claimed the merger would increase airfares and cut services. We explore the fight over creating the world's largest airline.
Then North Carolina joined a growing list of states to pass a voter ID law. We debate the measure, the first since a landmark ruling on voting rights by the Supreme Court.
New Yorkers weigh the pros and cons of the city's stop and frisk policy. We get reaction to a judge's order to limit the program.
Despite dire warnings, Egypt's government has yet to crack down on mass protests supporting the ousted president. Margaret Warner talks with Egypt's foreign minister.
New education standards taken up by many states outline what kids should learn, but not how. John Merrow looks at teachers and students adjusting to the Common Core.
And luck strikes 16 vehicle maintenance workers in New Jersey. We hear from the group who recently won a big lottery jackpot. That's all ahead on tonight's NewsHour.
In 1963, a teenage boy left his Alabama town to join a protest that would change a nation.
I said, Mom, you know, we're getting ready to go to Washington. We're going to be hitchhiking. I need to change of clothes and whatever money you might have. And she said, okay, just be careful.
I'm David Green, Robert Avery's March on Washington on the next morning edition from NPR News.
When most of us think about cooking, we think about pots, pans, stoves, and heating. However, two popular local chefs are joining us today in the studio to show us how it is possible to cook using cold, specifically liquid nitrogen, which boils at minus 320 degrees Fahrenheit. Ugh. Chef Janos and Chef Devon from Downtown Kitchen are here to introduce us to some of the coldest food in the universe. Well, thank you for coming in, gentlemen. It looks like we have a crazy scientist's lab. What are we making?
We do. We've got a crazy scientist chef's lab here.
What are you going to make for us?
We're going to make some ice cream. We're going to make ice cream using liquid nitrogen. We're going to have a little fun with the ice cream, too. We're actually going to make an ice cream float, a root beer float, but this is an inside-out root beer float. I've got this on my menu at Downtown. And it's usually root beer float, vanilla ice cream, and root beer, right? Well, we're actually going to make our own, and just take a second to do, root beer ice cream. We're going to make our own vanilla soda. Then we're going to make some whipped cream, and then we're going to make caramelized air, frozen caramelized air that will melt, literally, quite literally, melt in your mouth.
Wow, okay, so that sounds rather intriguing. So what are we starting with?
We're going to start with the ice cream. So we're working with the liquid nitrogen, minus 320 degrees. Devon's got his gloves on. We've got our goggles on.
I'm standing back.
You're standing back, so when you do this at home, be very careful, take all the precautions. You can really burn yourself really badly with something that's cold. So we're going to start with this. This is our base. So this is root beer and eggs and cream, and the root beer is made of, root beer gets its name from all the roots that go into it, birch and sassafras and spruce and licorice, and that's what this is made from, all sorts of things like that.
Root beer is a bunch of trees?
It's a bunch of trees.
Huh.
Turn that down a little bit. And then, Devon, if you will pour the liquid nitrogen in. So this is in a thermos.
So right now, the liquid nitrogen is boiling. It's super cold, but it boils at negative 320 degrees Fahrenheit. Unlike water that boils and rises,
let's see what we got here.
The vapor here will sink because it's colder than the ambient air, so it'll sink down.
Flash frozen ice cream.
So I'm going to take, scoop the ice cream.
That is the fastest ice cream I have ever seen.
I know, it's instant ice cream.
None of that churning the old bucket and putting salt around the edge.
No, heavens no.
Better living through technology.
Yeah, and chemistry and physics.
And the thing that makes this so good is that you're freezing the ice cream so fast that the ice crystals in it are really, really tiny, so the ice cream becomes super smooth. All right.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so when you taste this ice cream momentarily, you'll see how smooth it is.
I have to wait?
You have to wait, but not for very long.
Okay.
That's the whole deal here. Nothing takes very long. So now we're going to make the vanilla soda. So right in here we've got just water and dry ice. That's at 109 degrees, minus 109 degrees Fahrenheit. And the CO2 in the dry ice gives off its oxygen and carbonates the water.
So we could make this on Mars, because the polar cap of Mars is made of dry ice.
You can make this on Mars. You can probably make it on the way to Mars. You can put your hand out the window and freeze on it instantly. So this is vanilla syrup. So do you want to pour some of that in there, Devon? And we'll...
So this is vanilla syrup, just cane sugar and water. We bring to a boil, scrape vanilla beans in there, and pour it into our carbonating water here.
But it's important to use the actual vanilla bean and not the extract. You get so much more flavor, the pure flavor out of it. So let's go ahead and pour some of that in here.
Ooh, yum, that's
using the
tasty.
gloves.
Using the gloves, because although this isn't as cold as the liquid nitrogen, minus 109 will still give you quite a burn.
I think we need another scoop of ice cream on that.
I think so. Top that off.
All right. Okay.
Huh, yeah, look, you can see the bubbles. Oh, fantastic.
All right.
Wow.
Now we need a little whipped cream.
Okay, whipped cream.
Of course. Wouldn't be
All
afloat
right,
without
I'm
the whipped cream.
Carefully come around here. Okay.
So this is sweetened cream, a little bit of sugar, a little more vanilla bean in there, and then we charge it with nitrous oxide. In this little canister, aerates, traps all the air within the cream there, so light and fluffy whipped cream.
So that sounds like, seriously cheating. I mean, what happened to all of the whipping for hours and hours? I mean...
You can do that if you want. You can do, but we're going to do this.
But this is fantastic,
Yeah.
right? This is chemistry and physics in action.
So really quick, and look how light and airy that is. So we're going to spoon.
Oh God, and it was instant.
Instant.
Totally instant. Wow.
So we're gonna
no sore arms from
yummy
this one.
looking. Oh, it's interesting. It has a whole different texture.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now for the real fun part.
So what are we doing now? What's the next step?
So this is spruce caramel, which is a caramel we've made using the sap of spruce. And then we put a little bit of cream in here, and it's also charged with the nitrous oxide, so it'll be light and fluffy. But the difference is we're going to be freezing this off, so it'll be a frozen caramel air.
So and spruce, because spruce is one of the ingredients in the root beer, right?
Right, we're trying to reinforce flavors. At this point, we're reinforcing the flavors of the root beer. And we want to freeze this really solid.
Good Lord.
It doesn't look like much now, but it will taste crazy.
It's completely solid.
It's just
fluffy
about,
solid.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
it looks like something that just came out of a volcano and flash froze.
Right, exactly. Yes, it's frozen air. It's frozen caramel air.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I think you've got it.
I think we're there. So we can break this up into small chunks here.
All right, we're going to give one of those to Jane.
Taste some on its own here.
Jane, take that big piece and pop that in.
Can I pick it up with my fingers?
Yes, yes, you can.
Wow, that's a big old hunk.
Perfectly done.
Oh, wow, that tastes good too.
Doesn't it? You can taste the caramel, you can taste the spruce, you get a hint of the root beer there.
Okay, so why, when you think of really cold foods, or like you go outside when it's really cold and you accidentally stick your tongue to a lamppost, if you've ever done that accidentally, right? Why is my tongue not just like totally sticking to this?
Because that is so full of air, it's so aerated, it's actually melting. As soon as it touches your tongue, it's melting, and that's the steam coming. That's the steam that's coming off, the steam from the liquid nitrogen.
All right.
So that's the phase change that's taking place.
Okay, are we going to taste it?
All right, here you go. Take a straw first. And I'll give you this.
I'm gonna. All right, so I get a little sip.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Nobody else can have any.
We're gonna put a little. Here's your little garnish on.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, gentlemen. Oh, I gotta have some of that. Oh my goodness, that is good. All right, so this is all for me, guys. You can't have any. Thanks. Okay, well, this was really super of you to come in and do this. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
This was really fun. As we saw earlier, liquid nitrogen is one way to prepare a dish. Another is to use the power of attraction. Magnets! You may have heard of induction cooking. It uses magnets to heat food. Daniel Hemmer with the University of Arizona Department of Physics has brought in some cool-looking devices to explain the physics behind induction cooking. So, where are we going to start?
So we're going to start with this demonstration here. At the bottom, we have a large, powerful magnet. And what we're going to do is we're going to allow 2 aluminum plates, which both weigh exactly the same, to swing past this magnet. And so we're going to see what happens and why these 2 plates act differently. And what this is going to lead to is demonstrating electromagnetic induction. And we're going to see through these demos how this effect can be used to actually heat food and for induction cooking.
Okay, cool. All right, let's go.
So if we pull these 2 back,
Ooh.
we see that one of the plates oscillates very freely while the other one damps down very quickly and comes to a halt. So let's look at the difference between these 2 plates. One of the plates we see is perfectly solid as it moves past the magnet, and in the other one, there are all these slits in the region that passes through this powerful magnet.
Yep.
And what happens is as this moves past this magnet, this plate sees a changing magnetic field. And in physics, there's a law called Lenz's law. And what that does is it means a changing magnetic field is actually causing an electrical current to flow in these plates.
Oh, interesting.
So as this plate moves towards this magnet, it sees an increasing magnetic field. And so the current in the plate flows in a direction that tries to oppose that change. So the 2 magnetic fields repel each other and tries to push the plate away. And then as this plate moves past it, it sees a decreasing magnetic field. And so the current will switch direction. And so now the magnetic fields are aligned, and it pulls it back close to the magnet. So that's why this one comes to a halt very quickly.
I see. So that electromagnetic field is effectively like putting the brakes on.
Right. It's putting the brakes on.
And then the other one, what's going on there?
So with this one, there are all these slits. Now the way the current is flowing, it's flowing in a circle to create a magnetic field to oppose that change. But the electrical current can't move across these slits, so it breaks apart the current and prevents it from flowing.
So you interrupt it. You're just interrupting
you interrupt the current.
So I think we get, at least I think, we get the basic idea of the magnetism here and the electrical current. All right, so what's next?
All right, so we have another demonstration of this principle of magnetic induction. What we have here is a copper tube, and copper is non-magnetic. If we drop something else non-magnetic through a copper tube, it falls straight through, and nothing's very surprising about that.
Okay, and there was lots of noise as it came down. It
there
just
was
sort
lots of noise.
Banged all the way down.
It banged into the copper pipe as it dropped. But
right,
watch what happens when you drop this.
Okay, now we're going to be quiet, right?
Right.
Almost no sound at all. So it's actually, as it's coming down here, it's not even really touching the sides of the copper tube, right?
That's right. The magnet's not actually getting stuck to it because the copper's non-magnetic.
Right. So what are we demonstrating here? I don't quite get it.
So what happens as this magnet falls
Yeah.
towards the lower part of the copper tube, it sees an increasing magnetic field as the magnet falls towards it. So you have an electrical current that starts to flow in this copper tube, and so it pushes the magnet back up. And on the other side, it sees a decreasing magnetic field, and so the current flows in the opposite direction that attracts the magnet, and that's why it falls so slowly. That changing magnetic field as the magnet falls causes a current to flow in the copper pipe.
Oh, wow.
Which has
that's cool. So it's
Yes.
actually the electrical current that's making it slow down exactly the same way that. I
Yes.
get it. That's
Yes.
really awesome.
Yes.
Okay, so now we've shown that. Now we're going to actually start looking at things that are going to turn all of that in a way to heat stuff.
That's right. So this effect of the changing magnetic field and causing currents can be strengthened in 2 ways. You can either have a very strong magnetic field, or you can have the magnetic field changing very, very fast. So for this demonstration, what we did is we took an old centrifuge, and inside of it we placed an array of magnets that are alternating polarity. And so the centrifuge would spin these magnets up very, very fast, so you have a very fast changing magnetic field at this copper block. And so you have a current that starts to flow in this copper block. However, copper is not a perfect electrical conductor, so as electricity moves through the block, it encounters some resistance, some friction, and so that friction causes the copper to actually heat up. And that's one of the main ways that induction stovetops work.
Then why does it heat up?
The electrical current flowing, the electrical current feels some electrical resistance because copper is not a perfect conductor, and that resistance, as the electrons try to flow in that material, cause it to heat up.
So by analogy, it is friction. Oh,
It's exactly
I
like
get
friction.
It. I see. Okay. Oh my goodness. Right, okay, so we got a little water in there. That would take a few minutes
That would take a few minutes to boil.
And the reason it takes a few minutes is because it's copper. Copper is not great. When we go over here,
That's right.
we've got what? What is this pot?
So this pot has a iron base in it, and iron is a ferromagnet, which means in the presence of an external magnetic field, it becomes magnetic. And so the magnetic field inside the pot is actually amplified from the magnetic field that the induction stove creates.
Oh, so it, in essence, actually becomes part of the whole...
It becomes part of it.
Oh, that's crazy. And so if I touch this, I don't get...
Right, so you can actually touch it. The stove isn't actually heating up. It's this, underneath here is a large coil of wire, and you run a current through that coil, and so that creates your changing magnetic field that alternates up and down, up and down. And so now the pot sees a changing magnetic field, so you get a current flowing in this pot. And as I mentioned before, you get a larger effect if you have a more powerful magnet, which is why you use a pot that's magnetic.
That's brilliant. And use a pot that's magnetic, so it magnifies it. You could use a copper pot, but it would take all day to do it.
It would take a lot longer to cook.
That's very cool. Well, thank you very much indeed for coming in and explaining how this works. That's totally cool. Some insects sting, or bite, or pinch. Instead of running from the pain, one local entomologist considers it all in a day's work. In this next segment by Arizona Public Media's UA+, you will meet entomologist Justin Schmidt, known for developing the Schmidt Sting Pain Index.
I'm Justin Schmidt. I'm a research adjunct at the University of Arizona in the Department of Entomology, and I study bugs. We're about 4 miles west of campus in my laboratory here. We have tarantula hawks, we have velvet ants, and these are both fierce stinging creatures.
Schmidt has made a career of studying bees, wasps, and ants. He is well known for creating the Schmidt Sting Pain Index for insect bites and stings.
I've been working for over 20 years on tarantula hawks. It's the most painful stinging of all the insects in the U.S. And the sting is very ephemeral. It lasts 2 to 3 minutes and it's gone. And so then the question is, what chemically, biochemically, is in the venom that makes it work so that it hurts but goes away quickly?
He has been working with chemists to analyze the venom to help solve problems in chronic pain management. Since the 1980s, he has been a member of the U of A Center for Insect Science, which focuses on collaborative research in biomedicine and biotechnology. He says an understanding of chemistry is central to understanding insect biology.
Their antennae are quite amazing, how they're so flexible. Then I got my bachelor's in chemistry, my master's in chemistry at British Columbia, and then I said, well, it's time now to bring this back to my real love, which is the natural world.
After getting his PhD in entomology, he knew where he wanted to live and work.
I dreamed of coming to Tucson because it's kind of the epicenter of stinging insects, and it's just a wonderful place. We have more stinging insects, we have more species of almost any kind of life form right here in the Sonoran Desert than you'll find anywhere else in the U.S.
That's our show. To post a comment on any of these stories or to keep up with the latest news, go online to our website at azpm.org. I'm Jane Pointer. Thanks for watching.